Hey, what's going on? Hope you guys are doing well. Today's episode of This Digital Life is about buying used camera gear and equipment, specifically why it's a great thing for your business. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kendrick Dish. On this channel, I make videos that help content creators navigate this digital life. Videos about cameras, computers, software, business advice, and of course the bags we carry all that stuff in. I've been a photographer and video producer for 15 years, and in that time I've purchased a crap ton of gear. I probably purchased close to $1 million worth of video and photo equipment. Now, mostly on behalf of the companies I was working at. And of course, when buying for a bigger company, it's required to buy everything new. But when buying equipment for myself and my own company, I believe in buying used most of the time. And why do I believe in buying used? There are several good reasons. First, it's the obvious answer that it saves you a lot of money. I'm a pretty good bargain shopper, and I've saved thousands upon thousands of dollars buying used. Obviously, buying used comes with risk, and if you're pretty risk averse, maybe buying used isn't for you, and that's a totally understandable position. But besides saving money, there are a few more good reasons for buying used as well. For example, do you realize that it is used the second you open it? It's kind of like a new car. The moment you drive it off the lot, it becomes a used car. Now, there's no actual difference in the gear itself in saying this one is new and this one is used. They're pretty much identical. You don't need to have new gear in order to do good work. In fact, you shouldn't be taking brand new gear to a paid shoot anyway. At least open it and make sure it works well, and at that point, it becomes used. I remember one specific incident of this. We were doing a shoot on location and had just gotten some brand new field monitors, so the director and client could watch the camera feeds from another room. We didn't thoroughly test the monitors beforehand. We just plugged in the HDMI feed, saw that it worked, and then loaded them into the van. But it turns out on one of the monitors, the buttons were misaligned. So you'd press the input button and the volume would go up. You'd press the volume button and the contrast would change. It took us a few minutes of fiddling in front of the client to figure out how to get the monitor to do what we wanted. And we looked like idiots with crappy gear. And that was a brand new item. So there's a certain value in having something that is already field tested and proven to work. Now, I'm often one generation behind on camera bodies. I've chosen not to be the beta tester on the newest of the new stuff because I hate when something doesn't work right. I'd rather have a piece of equipment to be more reliable than more innovative. If there's a current generation product I want, I at least wait until I can get it used, which sometimes isn't even all that long. Another often overlooked reason to buy used is the idea of keeping things out of the landfills. My content marketing company, Vertical River, is focused on serving businesses that promote sustainable practices and products. So it's important to me that I work hard to minimize how much crap I send to the landfill. And buying used equipment is a great way to do that. There's another great reason I found for buying used gear, which is meeting people, especially on the local markets. I've met tons of the photographers and videographers that are selling their gear. I've become friends with some of them, and some others I've just enjoyed meeting and then following their career on Instagram. One of the hidden advantages of buying used gear is actually found in the convenience of buying a kit or a bundle when somebody else puts it together. When I invested in my first video lighting kit, I found a really great 5-light kit with all the accessories, a Pelican case, some custom dimmer switches, gels, even some gloves. And, before LED lights, there were tungsten lights that actually got really hot and you had to wear gloves to touch them. Basically, it came with everything I needed because it was a kit put together by a professional. One flat fee and I got it all. I didn't need to build out the kit myself. I've also bought cameras with cages, shoulder rigs, and monitors and cables all bundled together. The kit arrives ready to go without a lot of fiddling. It can also save you more money than buying it all at different times, and that's if you were able to buy everything used. This is a good reason to buy used if it makes sense in your situation. I also wanted to explain how I think about buying used gear as a business practice. Photo and video gear is always improving, and you'll need to make significant investments in gear if you want to make money in this industry. But it's really hard to afford replacing equipment every time upgraded models come out. So here's what I call my equipment management strategy. And this is where the math skills from 4th grade are going to kick in. Let's say I buy a used camera that retails for $2,000 and I buy it for $1,600. I've just saved $400. I might use that camera for a year, at which point new technology has come out and prices have dropped. On the used market, I can get about $1,000 for this camera. If I had bought it new, I'd have paid about $1,000 for the usage of that gear over that period of time. But instead, I only paid $600 for the usage of that piece of gear, but my business doesn't charge less because of that. I'm just more profitable. Okay, so I sell that camera for $1,000. I only have to come up with another $600 to buy the used version of the next generation camera instead of $2,000. And the cycle repeats with another $400 savings. My cost of ownership goes down. If I had bought new for $2,000 and sold the old one for $1,000, I still have to come up with another $1,000 to buy the current version at $2,000. It's much easier to stay close to current with your gear when you're constantly selling the stuff that you don't need any longer. Let me phrase that differently. Do not hold on to depreciating gear. Camera gear depreciates very fast. Use it for a little while, then sell it and get something more current. This way you're almost always current with gear, but not buying the newest stuff as soon as it comes out. One of the advantages to this process is that you can actually have a predictable amount of money to spend on gear each year. It makes budgeting and upgrade decisions a lot easier. It's also mentally comforting to give yourself permission to constantly be feeding your gear acquisition syndrome, aka gas. But when do I buy new? Black Friday sales are often a good time to score deals on a new piece of kit. And I buy my phones new because of the incentives, and they're usually pretty good. Now, I am human though, and every once in a while I get sucked into the hype of new features, and I can't wait, so I buy it new. I did this with the Fuji X-T3, partly because I was about to start traveling for 2 months and I wanted to get my hands on it before leaving. But all in all, those are rare exceptions. I buy used 80% of the time. You might be asking yourself, where can you find good deals on used gear? In this other video, I list the 10 places where I search and buy used photo and video gear. Be sure to check it out because there's a lot of good stuff there. So that's why I buy used gear, and I'd like to know what you think about buying used. Did I miss any reasons? Do you disagree with buying new? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And I try to reply to every comment, and I'd love to hear from you. While you're down there, hit the like and subscribe button so that YouTube shares this video with more people and you get notified when I release another video. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one.